I believe it's live. How's everyone doing here? It's Thursday? No, it's Wednesday. I can't even remember what day it is, but I know it's the Chicago Bears franchise. That much I am certain about. Welcome everybody to today's live stream as we are going to go through the final preseason game. I wasn't initially going to stream today's episode or stream today's game, but it just happened to line up perfectly as I posted Kalispell yesterday. I have the next Twins franchise video edited. I have the first 3 games of the preseason all cut up already and edited. I have today's Let's Play done, tomorrow's done. So I had time now to do my recording in the afternoon instead of at night or in the morning. So it was perfect time to stream. And we're going to do it here today and finish out the preseason before week 1 kicks off this weekend. How's everyone doing? Good to see everyone here. I don't want to waste too much time today. I just want to get right into the matchup. Essentially, we're going to focus mostly on the backups, as I don't even intend on playing Clay Stites today. So, you might not see the playmakers you're used to seeing in today's live stream, but it's the final game of the preseason, so I don't care to play them and risk injury when we've already had enough reps with those players. Instead, we'll find out how these roster battles shape up, and then close it down. Keeping me entertained while bedridden with a broken foot. Thanks, Kane. Well, hope you get well soon, Colton. Yeah, for some reason, it keeps resetting my depth chart so that no quarterback is at number 1. I fixed it last stream, and then it reverted back to this. So, I don't know what's up. It's Madden. That's like the 17th weirdest thing I've seen on Madden just today. What did you have for dinner, Kane? Nothing yet. Nothing yet. I think it's pizza night, though. Will Dante Rooks be a starter? Interesting question there. Because I kind of thought about, what about in our base package? Base 3-4, which we don't use all the time, but we'll use it, you know, probably 10-20% of the time. What if we go on the ends, Rooks and Bram Dearth with David Onyemata in the middle? That'd be something that'd be awesome, I think. Because Onyemata might be our best nose tackle option. And then when we go nickel, I'll have to figure out what my plan is there. But I think I want to try out some of that now. I'm going to play probably some starters almost because I have to. I'm not playing our top 3 running backs because we've seen them. We know what they can do, and I want to give these remaining reps to the backups that are trying to crack the roster. As far as wide receiver goes, I want to see more of Marquise Cole because he's been fun. I want to see Jakeem Grant. Kendall Demmons is our current leading receiver in the games that do not count, so let's continue seeing him play. And then at tight end, we'll go Hackney and Singletary. We'll give Singletary the nod instead of Frederick Chickalo. I bet it's going to screw up a lot of stuff here just because it'll mess up my depth chart going into quarter number 2, but oh well. Whatever it decides to do. I'll still play Lester Stallings because I want to see him play. I'll keep some of the starters along the offensive line just to give our players a chance. I just don't want to play the quarterback or the receivers. So defensive tackle, let's give this a shot. Let's go. Dearth is already there. We'll go. Must have passed them up here. Dante Rooks, and then Onyemata. McPhee, let's go Judon. Let's give him the chance to start. Instead of Starling, we're going to give Starling the day off and play Marcus Calhoun. Carlos Romero, Carl Lawson. We'll keep our corner situation mostly the same. I'm just not going to risk Curry Peters getting injured. And then at safety, I'd like to see Clayton Coleman and more Tank Boone. So definitely going to be weird facing the Texans starters, but I don't want to risk injury. So we're going to go like this. Watching from work, couldn't miss this. I love the commitment there, the dedication. Gotta catch the stream. Alright, so let's play some football here and get underway in Game 4 of the preseason. Now, as I've been saying recently, this might end up being the final season of the Chicago Bears franchise partially because we only have a little bit of time remaining, but Madden is releasing earlier this season, and we'll be playing Madden the first week of August as opposed to the final week of August, so that's going to really expedite things a little bit down the stretch. But regardless, let's have some fun here in year 4 as Deshaun Watson drops it off. Now, I might have a couple more slight slider tweaks for season 4 in the series. I think I want to try a little bit more to work on user pass block, but I also want to work on computer running and figure out why they can't do anything in most cases. For this game, I didn't update sliders, but I reloaded them, which is something I need to do pretty much every preseason. Sometimes players it doesn't play quite right going into the new year, so I reloaded the sliders and made a new save file. Not sure if any of that helps. It could all be placebo, but hopefully we get some good gameplay today and some fun as we wrap up the exhibition games. Will Stites start? Absolutely. I have not seen anywhere near enough from Kaysen Shore to even think about a quarterback controversy. Overthrown for Nuke Hopkins. He catches almost everything, but not that one. Oh, Shaquille Toll's going to get in his face. I like it. The rookie. The rookie's got some confidence. Shaquille Toll. That's what I'm talking about right there. That needs to be the thumbnail. Please tell. Oh, it doesn't get him in his face necessarily. Yo, Kane, you know what it is. Here to pay my daily tribute. Paying Rodney Rambo's scholarship so he can play again. You'll never let me forget it, Hama. Where's Trubisky? He is currently a member of the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh, Simmons, handle this one. Mike Simmons dragged down at the 21-yard line. And so we're going to see a lot of we're going to see some Kaysen Shore, but I didn't really give our third quarterbacks a chance. So if I can get a couple good drives with Shore, I'd be pretty happy with that, and we'll move on to the other players that we really haven't showcased. But I just want to get some comfort here with Kaysen Shore is all. As we'll drop it off down the middle for DJ Hackney, the rookie tight end, for a gain of 13. You know, I wasn't planning on this being the final season necessarily. I wanted to make it a 5th season. I knew crunching it in the remaining time would be tough, but having Madden release even earlier makes it so much more difficult. And I would have loved to have signed Phillip Rivers, which would have been funny after, obviously, last season not keeping him in San Diego. Oh, Eddie Goldman. Oh, no. What was I gonna say? I was just thinking about something. Handing it off to Joseph Brookins, who was really trying to hang on to this roster spot because Anton Fitzgerald Sean Price. He's been the one who's kind of taken that third down spot, maybe. Or that third running back role. 3rd down and 8 for Kaysen Shore. He has a wide open man and misses him. Anton Fitzgerald was open. Thank you for the super chat, Sama, as they continue to roll in here. When's the next Kalispell game coming out? I'm not certain yet. I just posted the newest episode yesterday. So got a couple episodes out in rapid succession. And then I'm focused on getting this preseason done and Bears Week 1 ready to go. But as I said, the preseason video, most of the work is already done because I cut up the first 3 games the other night. So I just have to cut this one up, throw it in there, and commentate the thing. Here is Lamar Miller taken down. Marquise Starling, I'm not having him play in this game because we know what he's about, and he's become a pretty important player. He has 7 tackles for loss in the preseason, by far the most on the team. Otherwise, we'll just kind of see what happens. What is your favorite franchise that you have ever done? If I had to put them all on an even playing field and not favor like the Vikings franchise because it was my first one, outstanding catch, I'd probably go Chargers franchise. I really enjoyed it. Thought the gameplay was solid in there, and we had a lot of challenging games and fun times. Deshaun Watson play action on first down. He's going to let this go way downfield. Good coverage, though, by Tank Boone. Wouldn't have mattered. Well, maybe. Maybe Tank has no ball skills, but Deshaun wouldn't test them there. Sorry about mentioning 38-7. Hey, come on. I can take it. It's not like personal. You can rip on me for being a Vikings fan. That's like half the fun of being a sports fan. When are you going to upload the Browns rebuild again? That'll be tomorrow. The video is complete. Today's Matt Pierre video is also complete. So, a little bit ahead on there. And then Super Mega Baseball probably the next day. I'll record that tomorrow, most likely. Anything releasing post-stream? Just the Matt Pierre video. I don't have any other main channel stuff done yet. But you can expect to see the Twins franchise draft video. That one's a pretty tiny video. For my channel, you know, it's like 11 minutes. But that'll be on the channel probably tomorrow. I'll commentate the preseason, maybe get this all edited up tonight. Lamar Miller gets a decent push up front, gain of 7. I might make an aggressive trade or two. Depends on where we're at toward mid-season when the trade deadline rolls around, if there's something we could upgrade without giving up too much. Hopefully the team is just, you know, playoff caliber this year. Hands off Miller, and a first down. Oh, look, the Lions play the Packers as well in preseason. Please tell me that gets better soon. Like, that is not the kind of thing that should take years to fix. Preseason schedule should be just randomize it, but don't allow anyone that's in your division. That's simple logic right there. And for week 17, make sure that your weeks, or in the regular season, make sure week 17 is always a division game, and it should be rotating. They have the logic in place, so you rotate. If you're in the NFC, for instance, they rotate which AFC division you play every year, like in the real NFL. So they should rotate your division opponents week 17. Is Carlos Romero going to start? I think so. I trust him. I like Romero a lot. From undrafted to starter. But then there's also Matthew Judon. So, oh, good coverage. Good job. Watson 5 of 10 now throwing. And the gameplay does seem a little bit more crisp. And the quarterbacks, one way I kind of look at that is if the quarterback is hanging on to the football all day, something seems wrong. And right now, Watson's being a bit more decisive. So, 3rd and 10. Deshaun Watson. Uh-oh, he's chased. Wow, what a play by Deshaun Watson. That's how you can tell the AI is at least, like, functioning. Watch the alertness, for lack of a better word, from Deshaun Watson here as he gets pressured. And he steps up away from Rooks and gets this away to an open receiver. That's a good play. Best team in franchise you have ever made? That's a good question. What's my best team? Well, I'd love to play with the Panthers teams that I built in newer Maddens because just like the catch interactions with the defensive backs would have been so much fun with Lance Adams. Getting to play with Cam Newton in a game like this too would be great. As far as the best team I've constructed, That last Chargers franchise team might be it. I mean, look at some of the players on defense we had. Atachu was super good. Melvin Ingram, Joey Bosa, Jalen Ramsey, Jason Verrett. Denzel Perriman. Man, Perriman was such a beast in that series, but then there was the year where he got hurt, and he just never made plays again. Watson. 3rd and 3 now. Get him. He's going to get it. Watson's unstoppable in this series. Hama, thank you for another super chat saying, I'm at work. I live in Tennessee, and Delaney Walker just came through the drive-thru in his Pro Bowl car. Said mad respect, but you know I had to say skull. Oh, man, that's hilarious. A Pro Bowl. Was he Pro Bowl MVP? I know he had a good Pro Bowl. I remember that. Watson delivers again. Hopkins to the 5. Wow, already 12 pass attempts for Deshaun Watson. What do you like most about Madden 18? Well, if you were to, like, say in comparison to past Maddens, I like the off-ball injuries and the fact that anyone can get hurt at essentially any time. It takes some contact to do it, but I think that's a really important element. I think that was actually a surprising addition because that doesn't seem like something they would normally do. That's such a hardcore feature. Like, casuals probably wouldn't have thought of that. So I like off-ball injuries a lot. It adds a very important dynamic to things like franchise. No, Chad Kelly's not the Broncos starter. He's their backup. They're still going with Trevor Siemian. Give it to Miller. Diving in for 6. Touchdown, Texans. Hopefully they don't mess up my depth chart after this. What I think they do sometimes, because I do fool around with the depth chart before they actually change it up, but, they might be going off your depth chart at the main menu, I want to say, rather than the depth chart in-game, because it doesn't always rotate based on the changes. So, I guess we'll see what they do. Mike Simmons to the 30-yard line. Hama says he was MVP and came through in his Hyundai Genesis. We'll pitch it out now. It's Brookins, who's definitely not as fast as Sean Price. Usually he drives a G-Wagon. Seen him a few times. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see if it's all the same players then. Shore is in, Cole, Grant. Yeah, it must be. Well, Ross is the back now. I don't know if Brookins, like, that's a stamina deal. Ross now to the outside for the first down. 13 yards. But again, I don't want to see our top 3 backs in this game because I need them. We're going to be running the football a lot this year, so I'm keeping those players healthy. Yeah, it did mess up a little bit. So we're going to go with Anton Fitzgerald. And we're also going to get Sean Price involved more. Brookins. At receiver, it's all correct. They didn't change up everything I did. They did change up tight end. I know that. The offensive line, they did mess with that a little bit. Let's go Javonte McKinney. Jonathan Bullard. I don't want to play Dante Rooks because I really want to get him on the field a lot when the games count. So we got Jonathan Bullard over here. Someone might have to play, though, at left end. Let's try Egbo at end. Why not? Doesn't make any sense, but we'll do it. Rashard Witzel. We'll go Martinez Strahan. And we'll get Alex Anzalone some playing time. More Clayton Coleman, Tank Boone, Alex Bird. All right. At third down back, I would like to see Sean Price. All right, Kane breaks over. Never forget my man. Thank you, Hama. Rodney Rambo. I'll have to find that file. I know I have it somewhere. I don't think I would have deleted it. But let's continue on here. In the second quarter now, a short throw through the hands of Jakeem Grant. Grant probably makes the roster, but I might give those like deep threat snaps to Kendall Demmons over him right now. We actually have some time to throw it. Too bad the throw was offline a little bit and led Singletary out of bounds. Maybe a deep ball here for Demmons as we get chased. No Demmons. Shore offline. You know, I might have that just be Shore's last throw of the preseason. Unfortunately, his short accuracy has not been as good as the ratings indicate it should be. He'll still make the roster, but I think I've just seen enough. Going off my holder suggestion last time, what do you think Madden can do to shake up special teams? They should allow you to designate the punt gunner, the first players you want down there to go and make the tackle. I think they should also do a better job of letting you know who's going to be on special teams and not putting like starters out there. Sometimes they'll have like starting tight ends or middle linebackers. It's really unnecessary. 27 Super Yankees says, who's your breakout player this year? Mine's Dearth. I want you all to answer that question as well. Who's your breakout player for the Bears this season? Nice catch by Gunter. For me, breakout player, I could see it being Ed Acho because he's been really good so far. And a lot of the concepts I run are favorable to the slot receiver. So I think Acho could break out, and it gives Cam Meredith even more competition for catches. I also say potentially Sean Price, but I don't know. He's going to be like the fourth running back. Kendall Demmons, that's a good one, especially with the big arm of Clay Stites and how I want to utilize the deep ball a bit more. That makes a lot of sense, especially after getting that XP up last offseason. Out to Deontay Foreman. Good trio tackle there. I see Amari Cooper. I don't think so. Although they got a new quarterback there, so maybe. Cohen? I think Cohen's kind of already broken out, but I guess he hasn't had big numbers because he just doesn't get the ball enough. The draw to Foreman is stuffed by Marcus Calhoun, and that's fourth down. Marquis Cole. Do alternate uniforms more. I might break out some of those, but the Bears don't have a ton of alternates for me to use because they're one of those teams that rocks the classic look and they haven't had a bunch of changes over the years. Some of their classic uniforms are hardly distinguishable from other sets. So we got a new quarterback in the game right now. I believe it's Troy Kittner, who is set to throw his first pass complete to Kendall Demmons for a gain of 8. Minus former Warhawk Calhoun. Yeah, he's still going to play a lot. I don't think that Reggie Ragland is going to be our best player in pass coverage, so I think Calhoun's still going to have a sizable role on defense. All the orange uniforms for the Bears are awesome. I need to break those out this year. I also like the ones with the blue uniform and the orange number. They're really simple, but it's a good look. First and 10. Trying to get around the edge, and they protect it. You've got to sign Cleo Lemon. There is actually a Cleo Lemon mention in the comments right now. If you go on to NFL head coach and play with the Dolphins, he's one of their quarterbacks. Cleo Lemon. Was he like quarterbacking them when they did the Wildcat stuff? I know he was on the team somewhere in that time frame. How do you commit so much to franchise, Kane? I try. I just can't do it. I just really enjoy the process of franchise. Building up the team, watching young players break out, you know, dealing with injuries and having new players step up, seeing who impacts games, seeing who wins you or loses you games. I love the process. That one is caught by Demons downfield, and he's going to get out of bounds with a big catch and run as Troy Kittner displays good accuracy outside the numbers. Oh, we got him open again. Demons heads out of bounds. Batman Gaming, thank you for the super chat. Hey Kane, just wondering what you use to edit your videos. Trying to build a channel too, but just looking for some tips that could help me improve. Personally, I use Sony Vegas, but I wouldn't recommend it. If you use Adobe Premiere, it gives you so much potential to incorporate it with other products, like if you were to ever get into After Effects or other programs in the Adobe suite. I recommend getting familiar with Premiere Pro. I forget what it is if you do their subscription. I think it's a pretty reasonable price. And I've used Premiere, and I like it. I'm just so much more familiar with Vegas that I stick with it. The reason why I wouldn't recommend Vegas as much is because it's really buggy. And I deal with a lot of crashes and stuff. Not a lot of crashes because I know how they happen. I know how to avoid them usually. But I think you're better off working with Adobe Premiere, and there's probably a lot more tutorials for that online. Man. Oh, and that's a recovery for Wilbur. That's just great. I'm not sure yet how to feel about Madden 19 CFM as we don't have enough information, but the week of, I think, June 11th, we're going to get more info. And then I'll give you my thoughts on what they're talking about, but from what I've seen so far with like the interview with Carlos Guerrero that's online, and the little bit of information that's out there, it seems like franchise won't be ignored this year. But are we taking one step forward? Are we taking two steps? Where are we going to be? Second down, Hillman. Another good catch. Cohen Wildcat. You're going to see that this season. We'll save it for when the games count. Hillman to throw it on first down. And this is complete to Blunt for a big catch and run. You know what? That 3-4 odd cover one hole, that's a useless play because it puts an outside backer who's normally a pass rusher in man-to-man coverage. That play is worthless. And cover one, Robert does the same thing. It's a fake this time. And dropped. Thank you for going 3 wide so I can get out of 3-4. I feel pretty good about custom draft classes returning, but to me, it's not what I was most looking forward to. I know it was a popular community request, and it's a good thing to have, but I still want to see more development for just like your overall team, as far as maybe player morale or a trade finder, or just smarter AI for how the computer handles their team. There are a lot of ways you could go there. I want to see more advanced scouting because of how simplistic the system is currently. Nice play, Deontay Foreman. That was clean. Michael, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Kane, been watching since UTSA, partially because I went to UTSA. Been watching ever since. What has been your favorite franchise to work on? Well, I really enjoyed working on the Madden 12 Vikings franchise because I had such a mix of different games back in Madden 12, and when I sat down to play, I never knew what I was getting into. So that was really fun, just because it was my first big franchise, and the games were so unpredictable, at least to me, and that's what I remember from it. Well, every franchise has been fun to work on for one reason or another. And then also the Jaguars series, because we had a lot of really good players that I drafted, especially in that first draft class. So to see like the development of Nate Bell and Ataki Mason, players who were like superstar caliber, that was really fun. You're gonna blitz me? Oh, get him. Nice pickup. Oh, come on. And there's one thing, you know, you never feel like you're in full control in Madden, because animations take time to play out, and the game isn't quite as responsive as you'd like it to be. So with the real way to go from where it is in Madden 18, I'm getting outside this pocket, though. And I'm overthrowing Cameron Crane. Yeah, I can show you sliders. They should be in the description right now. They should all be the same, but I might make a couple changes before the season begins, and if I do, I'll share those as well. All right, Kittner. Get this one downfield, and it's caught by Marquis Cole. Don't forget, he's got dangerous speed to go with his spectacular catch ability he's displayed this preseason. Touchdown of 85 yards. Would you play a VR mode? Absolutely. I have PlayStation VR. I love it. And I would like a good sports game to experience with it. Unfortunately, I think our options right now are like, I think there's like an MLB home run derby that I don't think is at all affiliated with the show. I'm not 100% sure. And then there was like this NBA 2K skills game that had like terrible reviews. And like 100-foot robot golf. That's about it for VR sports. Maybe there's something out now. I haven't checked the VR catalog lately. If you do have PlayStation VR or get the chance to play it, the game I'd recommend is Job Simulator. That game's hilarious. It's really fun. And it's been my favorite VR experience to play and show people. I also think Until Dawn Rush of Blood is really good if you have the move wands. I don't think I would consider going back to old Maddens or previous franchises because there are so many gameplay issues in some of the past games that I just don't care to revisit. We're sending the blitz at Hillman, and Tank Boone brings down Foreman. That's why I love man blitzes in this game, because as long as everyone does their job, you should be fine. David Guerra just got here. Are you playing the undrafted quarterbacks? You're just in time. Actually, you're a little bit late. I've been playing with Troy Kittner, and Darion Sims will be playing here shortly. Got behind Callahan, and that's a diving first down catch. But yeah, no Stites. I'm done with Case and Shore. We are strictly now with the backup, the really backup quarterbacks now. Kane, what was your worst experiment in Madden? I believe it was the Jabril Peppers halfback thing. Might have been starting Pat McChesney. But moving Jabril Peppers, to me that wasn't a bad move. It was just like, I thought it would be his best position and nothing ever worked out. Like safety wasn't working out. Some of the ratings were holding him back. I don't know, maybe if I stuck him at safety and kept him there, it would have been okay. But yeah, the running back trick didn't work. Hillman, second down, bad throw. What do I think about the 2018 Bears? I think that, you know, if they won 4 games, I wouldn't be surprised. If they won 9 games, I wouldn't necessarily be surprised. I think that things are looking up for the Bears finally. But also, I do wonder how much more development Trubisky is going to need. Nice play. Because remember, he was very inexperienced at North Carolina. And now look at what his NFL experience has consisted of. They ran hardly an NFL offense for a lot of last year. I think his first win, he threw like 9 passes. So, I look at him as still pretty much a rookie. His experience last year, I'm sure a lot of it was helpful, but I don't think it was anywhere near as helpful as most rookies who get to play as rookies. That's just my thought, though, my opinion. Right down Broadway to the 35-yard line. A super chat here from Mr. Tirowi. You should do a fantasy draft series. Do the draft, show the teams, let us vote on what team we want you to do. I think it'd be interesting. I like doing fantasy draft stuff. I'd be more open to doing things like that, I think, on a regular basis if I had more sliders that I thought were good, because I know I did a fantasy draft series a year ago with Cowboys, and the gameplay was so rough that it really wasn't a ton of fun to play, and I don't think it was a ton of fun to watch either. Oh, Troy Kittner, that was terrible. But to be fair, most of your passes have been good. Bringing the blitz. I'm ready for it. Caught by Anton Fitzgerald for the first down. Good play. Yes, that was when I had Jay Cutler as my quarterback. That's exactly it. Oh, come on. I was about to get downhill and I had the lane too. Do I hate the Packers? I wouldn't say I hate the Packers. I like when they lose a lot. I want them to play poorly because they're the rivals of the Vikings and they've, you know. What was that? Seen them have enough success. You know, they've had last 2 decades have been Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, so they've been solid for a long time. I think it's okay for them to go dormant now for about 15 years. Good effort, Demons. We're going to go for it. Fourth down and 1. See ya. That's a touchdown, Anton Fitzgerald. Sometimes when that box is stacked, you get these boom and bust run plays. Either someone's making a play in the backfield or at the line of scrimmage, or there's no one beyond the first level to clean up the mess. Touchdown Bears. I missed Derek Vance's super chats. I apologize. I thought I was all caught up there. Oh, I did miss. I think I missed 2 of them, actually. Wait a minute. I missed 3. Derek Vance, I apologize. Kane, what was worse, 41 donut or Favre throwing across his body to Tracy Porter? There were 2 different kinds of bad. One was pathetic. One was just like hair-pulling anger. So I think that the Brett Favre one hurt more because they were so close to being able to go on to the Super Bowl. Whereas in the Giants game, that game was over pretty early on. It was over faster than Vikings-Eagles was over. And then a super chat from Skylar, Meredith, Regis, Acho, all 1,000-yard seasons. It really depends because I want us to be more of a rushing team. So I don't know if this is going to be a good year to even have 2,000-yard receivers. Derek Vance, would you have preferred Ralph Hendricks or Richie McCray? I can't remember Richie McCray as well, but I know Ralph Hendricks was really good, and missing out on him wasn't fun. Patriots. I have to see Richie McCray's ratings again. I recognize the name, but I can't remember much. But also, Hendricks wasn't that a very thin class? So, like, missing out on Hendricks was really tough that offseason. Now am I all caught up? I think so. Awesome. Skull! Josh Rosen or Lamar Jackson? I liked both. Like, my top 3 quarterbacks in this draft were Mayfield, Jackson, and Rosen. I really want to see Jackson play. I think I'm more excited to see him than Josh Rosen. There are some things I think that, well, there's things that both players need to clean up a little bit. But for Rosen, I'm a bit worried that he's going to be turnover prone early on. For Jackson, a lot of his accuracy needs to get better. But him as a runner is going to be fun to watch. On second down, Hillman. Good pass to Gunter for a first. Wouldn't it be a cool dynamic if Madden adjusted teams to stop plays that work well for you throughout a season and forcing your offense to adapt? I like to see that more in, like, as far as in-game adjustments. I love for if a team is just constantly spamming a concept that works, whether it could be levels, dagger, mesh, whatever it is. I like to see the defense be more likely to call plays that eliminate those routes. Sunshine, this isn't for you, it's for Marcus Calhoun. I will forward it his way. Hillman 1st and 10. He's rushed. We're gonna not catch him because he's actually kind of fast, unfortunately. Try Marquis Cole deep one more time. I think I can arrange that. What's your prediction for the Browns this upcoming season record-wise? I think I'd be most comfortable saying 4-12. Reason being is I'm still worried that, you know, Hugh Jackson will make some more mistakes and that the team won't be all the way there cohesively. Obviously, with a lot of new players, I always talk about, you know, teams that have been together for a while have an advantage, even if they don't have the highest overall talent level. We saw what happened with the Dream Team Eagles, and other teams have tried to bring in a bunch of free agents that haven't meshed well, at least not right away. And with the Browns, you have almost the same thing, but it's all guys who are like 22 years old with no league experience. So it's not going to be an easy transition. I don't think anyone's expecting that. I let defense play by itself by holding L1 after the snap. A super chat from Jake. Could the Eagles repeat in the near future? Absolutely. With that roster, they have one of the deepest rosters in the NFL, and they're good at the most important positions. So, yeah, they're the team to beat until further notice. They haven't lost a lot this offseason. David Guerra uploads today. Just this on the main channel. Tomorrow is going to be Twins franchise, and then I'll be doing the preseason video. For those of you not aware, I already edited the first 3 games of preseason, so most of the work there is already done. I went through the 2, 3 hours of gameplay already. I just have to get this one cut up and thrown in there as well. And then we'll be ready to go. Oh no, I didn't see him. I never saw him. But I also wasn't looking. Oh, Sims is in. Was there an injury? Darion Sims just threw the first pass of his preseason. 3rd down and short. Darion Sims to Singletary. That should be a first down. Oh, dislocated elbow for Troy Kittner. So the door has been opened for Darion Sims. Ooh, threw it behind his target there, Jakeem Grant. Worst loss you ever took in Franchise or Dynasty? Well, in my UTSA Dynasty, my first bowl game I played was against Florida State. We weren't ready at all for that matchup. I forget what the score was, but it wasn't pretty. Nicholas, thank you for the super chat. Do you think you will do Blitz the League again? I'm not sure about the campaign, but maybe some of the mini games and small modes in there. I think that'd be really fun. Fitz gets stuck. I don't keep third quarterbacks anymore. My plan, if like both quarterbacks on the roster go down, I would just play Wildcat the rest of the way with Tariq Cohen. So I know now most of you are going to cheer for that, but that's my plan. Yes, an upload on MrHurriicane LP. I forgot to mention that. Matt Pierre, 2-game episode. Oh, you're going to want to watch this episode. There are some things in there. Let me just say that Madden decided it didn't like me this morning when I was recording it. And you're going to have some laughs. It was pretty outrageous, today's Matt Pierre video. So after the stream, wait a few minutes and it'll be going up. Good kick. Octodad to MrHurriicane LP. I never did the bonus content on Octodad. That was one of my favorite Let's Plays. That game is awesome. Has it ever been free on PlayStation Plus? Because that gave everybody a chance to check it out for the most part. I love Octodad, Deadliest Catch. Really fun game. Updates on the potential NFL head coach series. It's still possible that I start that up over the summer. I'll open the door for that potentially when my Browns series is done, because I think after Browns is over, I'm not going to do more big things on Madden 18. I might do some small ideas that are actually going to stay small. The Browns idea was supposed to be small, and then it turned into a behemoth of a series. Yeah, I'd like to bring games like FIFA or NHL to the channel, probably in live stream formats. More so when they're new. Oh, there is music in the background. Yeah, I'm not sure how loud it is for you, because I have different volumes for what I'm hearing. But, yeah, there is some music going on. YouTube is what I do full time. That's thanks to you supporting me and the content, and I appreciate that. Thank you for the comment, John, as Foreman gets stuffed. Really good stop there. Love your content, Kane. You're getting criticized way too much for Callus spell. Smart to rotate Warren and Colbert. Neither will transfer this way. I think it will keep them from transferring. I've gone back and forth on the quarterbacks, mostly just because of accuracy and different things I think will help us win games. So, you know, in the last game, there's a lot of people that didn't like how I handled the quarterback situation for it. But it's been such a fluid situation in this season. So I've kind of gone with the hot hand at times, or if there's a certain matchup, certain thing we can exploit. It's unlike anything I've done before with my quarterbacks, because I have two quarterbacks I like a lot. They both can be really good in some different ways. We're taking this from the 1 yard line. It's preseason. We're playing like it too. Who do you think will win the World Cup? I'm not even sure who's all qualified. I know the United States didn't qualify, right? Not that I picked them anyway. They're terrible. But let's go Brazil. They haven't won it in a while, right? Darion Sims. Let it go downfield. Demmons! Oh, he's too fast. Kendall Demmons, touchdown, Chicago. Who is better, LeBron or Curry? I'll take LeBron. Not in a three-point contest, but overall I would. Will I use custom drafts next Madden? Not sure exactly how I'll do it. I would love to bring in players from dynasties that I just want to see have a career in the league, but I want to see how it's implemented first. Can someone tell me why the United States is not good at men's soccer? Like, they didn't even qualify for the World Cup. But don't a lot of teams qualify? I don't know how many teams do it. What, like 30, 60? Someone inform me. Educate me here on YouTube. Please and thanks. Hillman, where are you going? Go get him, R3. I wish you kept Jordan Howard. No, he's on the team still. I'm just not playing him in preseason right now. He's still our starter. With all our receivers being 6'2", who's going on the slot, it's going to be Ed Acho. But in situations where I want to go deep, it's going to be Kendall Demmons. 32 teams out of 15 to 160 qualify, or 150 to 160. U.S. doesn't invest as much time into soccer. We got like 330 million people. You're telling me we can't field a World Cup qualifying soccer team? Third and 2, Hillman. Everyone's covered and he's sacked. Strahan. I live in Hackney in London, so I'm hoping to see DJ pop off. I like DJ Hackney. He's been a little inconsistent, though, with the hands. So he's got to clean that up. I think Aaron Singletary is a little more sure-handed, so I give him the edge. But they're both going to probably be on the roster. Yeah, I do think because we have so many other major sports in the States that they just take precedence over soccer. So, you know, football obviously being the big one, baseball, basketball. And basketball seems to be growing faster than anything. But you just think with a population as large, like, you could pretty much cover all the bases. All right, Fitzgerald's gotten some touches. Let's go Sean Price, because that guy is explosive. All right, Price on the give up the middle. And taken down after a gain of 9. What about JR battle, Kevin? In a different timeline, he's a member of the Houston offense. Imagine Justin Tucker playing soccer. I love to see some of our kickers play. Darion Sims. Almost got it. Not quite there. Trying to let these players be great. The throw's got to be better. I think this is actually a really good point. Our players never strive to play in Europe against top competition and would rather stay here. Yeah, that's a big part of sports in general, is the level of competition you're used to playing. Nice catch, Kendall Demons. Like, it's hard to get better if you're not playing the best players in the best competition, especially if you ever have to face teams that are. I remember when I was in high school playing baseball, we were a small school, and we ended up facing like a larger school that faced way better teams, but they had like no wins the entire season. But they had obviously lost their games against some pretty good teams, and they destroyed us. That one goes to Hackney. Touchdown, Bears. I also remember one time playing football, playing JV football, and we went against a bigger school, and not only were they used to playing larger schools, but they also ran an option offense. And, you know, you don't watch tape at that level. You're not prepared. So we faced an option offense and got absolutely annihilated. I remember the very first play of the game, they busted out some option, and I was playing like right corner or left corner. I had to run all the way across the field to make a touchdown saving tackle on the first play. It was like a 60-yard run. I knew it was going to be a long day, and it was. Hillman second down. Another quick throw. They've called that all day long. Who do you think is going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year? Huh. Defensive Rookie of the Year. I want to see Derwin James do it. Look at the defense he gets to join in Los Angeles. All the pressure that's created there. I mean, we've seen what Casey Hayward's done, not because of, you know, just a good line in front of him, but it sure helps. So, I'm going to go Derwin James. Fourth down and 2, Hillman. That one's downfield and caught at the sideline. Nicely done. Our high school pretty much ran option my freshman year. Spencer Ware was the quarterback. That's awesome. Yeah, Jarek McKinnon played option quarterback for Georgia Southern. I think he was the quarterback. Remember when Georgia Southern beat Florida that one year and they didn't complete a pass? McKinnon was on that team. What's up, Hama? I'm back, and so will be Rodney Rambo. Does it count if it's on my second channel? If I ever just bust out a stream of that someday. Hillman throws it complete underneath. Josh Jackson for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Yeah, Jair Alexander on that same defense. Packers tend to play a very aggressive style, but I don't know how much different their defense is going to be this year. They're a defense that focuses on generating pressure and sacks. They blitz a lot, and, you know, they have an offense that allows them to play a risk-reward style on defense, but without Aaron Rodgers, that scheme is practically useless. It's the equivalent, honestly, to Chip Kelly running his no-huddle spread attack for a bad offense. All you're doing is lengthening the game, and the longer the game goes, the more of an advantage the better team has, because even if they make mistakes, there's a chance they could shore that up. There's a less of a chance of randomness controlling the outcome. Imagine if a game was 5 minutes long. Anybody could win any game, but because it's 60 minutes, things level out over time. So I don't understand Chip Kelly running that offense they did in San Francisco. That was predictably going to go wrong, and it did. I could see Chubb winning it. The thing is I don't know if Chubb is enough of a high stat guy to do it. The flashy stats went out for those kind of awards, and I see Chubb as kind of like an 8 sack a year guy, 8 sacks, 60 tackles, a bunch of tackles for loss, maybe a Pro Bowler that's caught. But I just don't know if he wins Defensive Rookie of the Year this year. Roquan Smith, that's a good one. Yeah, he could end up with like 100 tackles and 5 interceptions. I could easily see that happening, and that would probably get it done. Depends if he gets those takeaways and the splash turnovers that end up swinging those debates. I'm calling timeouts. I want another possession. I want to throw it deep to Kendall Demmons. My high school runs power T, 2 tight ends as glorified tackles, quarterback under center, 3 running backs behind him in line parallel to the offensive line. We passed under 15 times my senior year. Man, I hate those offenses. I cannot stand high school offenses you see. Unless it's like down south where they throw the football. Oh, come on. Worst thing about being British, Twins start at 1:10 a.m. tonight. I'm not sure if you want to tune in. They've lost like 4 of 5 now. They're not playing good ball. It seems last year they may have overachieved, and this year regressing toward the mean. My brother's team installed a completely new offense for 4 games during mid-season. So it's like my Minnesota Dynasty when I switched to a pistol offense all of a sudden. Uh-oh, Sean Price breaking outside, and he'll go the distance. A 45-yard touchdown for number 22. How do you think John Ross will do this season? It's really hard to say because last year he was injured so much, and, you know, his skill set is just reliant on speed and winning deep. So I don't think we got to see him actually do that at a full level last year. But also, there's more intricacies to getting open. You can't just be fast. The route running downfield, I think, is often underlooked because usually you see, you know, when a pass is thrown downfield, you'll see a guy, you know, just burning past the defense. And in the NFL, everyone's fast. And I know that John Ross is probably faster than anybody, but you don't notice the differences as much in a game. Especially because you got, you know, body positioning playing a factor. How often is Ross running as fast as he possibly can versus another guy running as fast as he possibly can? If football were played on track lanes, then that's fine, but so many other elements to it. But I don't know. I hope that he has a chance to at least show what he can do. Troy Williamson or Laquan Treadwell? I go Treadwell. I'm not sure it's particularly close. And there's still some hope that Treadwell becomes Dez Bryant like everyone predicted. Cavs or Warriors? Man. Well, I kind of want to get my jersey from Joe Thomas. So, go Golden State? Here's the thing. Everyone says the Cavs are going to lose, but the Cavs have LeBron James. I feel like I've watched enough sports to know what's going on here. It's so obvious, yet there's the best superstar in recent years on the team that's being, you know, put down. Let's go Warriors. Golden State's going to win it because no one thinks they can. J.R. Smith, Series MVP. Just the Warriors winning in 5 games almost seems too easy. But I guess they won. Which year was they? Did they win it last year in a lopsided fashion? It could easily happen again. I know they're like on Friday night or whatever game they play. I think tomorrow. They're like 14-point favorites or just something ridiculous you don't normally see in a championship game. So, I don't know. Thank you for the super chat, Internet Call Wrestling. Patrick Papa Yiannopoulos for quarterback. What did I miss? Just got off work. Your receiver core is stacked. Hopefully the quarterback play improves this season. So far you just missed kind of the backup quarterbacks getting playing time and backup running backs. Kendall Demmons has been an absolute star today, and he is definitely going to be our primary deep threat when the season begins. And also, oh no, Shaquille Tull started the day by trash-talking DeAndre Hopkins, and he's closing the day in absolute embarrassment. Let me watch the replay. Madden. Watch my guy, Shaquille Tull, get stiff-armed here. It's a contested catch. He's got it. And as he's bringing it in, stiff arm. That's a bad look. That's a bad look. Cameron, thank you for the super chat. Gridiron Champions is thinking high school coaching up to FBS. You'll have to tell me more about what that means. High school coaching up to FBS, like high school level to FBS. I just wonder what that means for the game. I get asked about their project a lot, that I'm looking forward to seeing what they can create. It's just until we see something that represents the product that they're going to ask us to buy, it's hard to really judge or give an opinion because so many games have ideas. We're about to have a whole party over it for the next week when E3 starts. Kendall Demmons had 230. Did everyone realize that? I didn't know his day was that good. Brandon, thank you for the super chat. Love your stuff, bro. When I became famous for my film, I hope to meet ya. How do you find inspiration in your dynasties when you're like 4+ years? Just like I mentioned earlier in the stream, like I just love the process. It doesn't get old for me because there's always a next chapter. You know, new players coming in, new injuries causing things to happen. You lose a game because of a big play. You win a game because of a big play. I love that process, and it never gets old for me. You know, some of you might never get bored. You could watch, you know, maybe you could just watch anime all day and never get bored. Or you could, you know, draw and never get bored. That's what, like, franchise is for me. So we have a new injury on the injury report, and it's to Troy Kittner, dislocated elbow. So likely going to IR him this year. But I'm not going to finalize the roster necessarily right now, but I do want to show you the stats. How many Fortnite wins? In all modes. One time I finished 3rd, though. Here are the stats from preseason, with Clay Stites, I'd say, having an overall strong preseason showing. He had some outstanding plays, and while he still has some work to do, I feel pretty good about him going into the season as a starter. In the ground game, Sean Price had nearly 8 yards a carry. He will be on the final roster, and that likely pushes Joseph Brookins out unless he makes it to the practice squad. In the receiving game, Kendall Demmons made sure that Jakeem Grant would not be taking his spot on the roster as he shined with 351 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. I was also impressed a little bit with DJ Hackney, but he dropped a few balls. Marquis Cole, he has a knack for the big play, even in limited opportunities. On defense, a little bit harder to show them in preseason without big plays. Marcus Calhoun led us in tackles. That's awesome. Marquise Starling, the most tackles for loss. And then a few sacks. We saw some up and down play from the pass rushers. I think the one that impressed me the most was Matthew Judon. Then for interceptions, one for Amukamara, one for Alex Bird. What's your MUT overall? I haven't played since before Thanksgiving, but I think I was 85. Cool, man. I do dynasties too. I kind of hit a wall at like 3-4 years and want to start over. Keep doing your stuff, man. Always a fan here. If you're getting bored because maybe you're winning too much, I would look at, sliders and how you can make things more difficult. Sometimes it's tough because games tend to be exploitable, but there are, some slider changes that can help you out. And sometimes, you just got to avoid some of the cheese out there, like 4 verticals. Before they implemented stuff in the coverage, it was pretty OP in past Maddens and NCAA. But I think there's still a lot of fun to be had there. I made a video a few months ago talking about how to have fun in franchise mode. Maybe that video could help you out. Kane, are you doing a Browns type franchise for Madden 19? Absolutely. Yes. When the game starts, I plan to debut one. And I believe I'm all caught up on Super Chats. So I am ready to wrap up today. Thank you all for spending some time with me. Again, I wasn't planning on streaming this, but it just so happened that I was going to be playing it at a pretty reasonable time to stream, whereas I normally record in the morning or at night. So, yeah, it was a fun hour or so hanging out with all of you and playing the last game of the franchise for preseason. I'll be cutting up the rest of the video now. I have the first 3 already done, like I said. I think I have like 18 minutes of gameplay in there. And then I'll cut up this game, throw it in there, do the commentary, and that'll be up in a couple days. Spoilers for the mini-series on the Let's Play channel. Yeah, I'll give you a spoiler because I've been stringing you guys along for a while. My one hint to you is that John Gruden was the inspiration. And he is the entire idea behind the mini-series. So that's all I'll say for now. Good stream, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'm about to go get me some pizza. You all have a great night, and I will see you again soon with more content. Have a great day, everybody.